Hello friends, I hope you were all doing well. If you were with me in the last episode, you know that I hunted for and found the best locally grown strawberries in my Hudson Valley region. Today, I want to turn most of those berries into shelf-stable strawberry jam. And this will be a new learning experience for me because although I have made strawberry freezer jam in the past, I have never made shelf-stable jam. The digital canner I ordered from Amazon arrived yesterday, and I am really looking forward to giving it a test drive. I have my stainless steel bowl, and now I need my strawberries. As you might recall, I hulled all of these strawberries and then I froze them. That was 2 days ago. And then I let them thaw last night in the refrigerator. Some of these berries are still a little on the frozen side, but I need to mash them. I'm going to use my immersion blender here, although a potato masher would work just as well, I think. Now, the reason I pureed these berries is because I don't want any big chunks or even whole strawberries like this one in my jam. So I need to work a little more at this. I think we are good to go. This looks and smells so wonderful. Maybe I should give up on the strawberry jam idea and just add a bunch of rum and create a giant strawberry daiquiri. No, we will make the jam. So I'm looking at the directions for reduced sugar strawberry jam, which comes from the Sure company. I need 6 cups, this is for one recipe, 6 cups of crushed strawberries, 4 cups sugar, and 1 package of less sugar powdered gelatin. So I need to start measuring. Three, 6, this is going to work out. So I have 2 recipes worth right here. And I'm going to put this in a Dutch oven because it will have to be cooked. So this is a double recipe, 12 cups. 1, 2, 3. I'll put you, so this is one recipe here. Let me just see how much I have left. So I really only have 3 cups left, and that's not enough for a full recipe. So this can be reserved for a daiquiri, or what was the other strawberry drink you mentioned, Lisette?
Oh, a margarita?
A margarita. Ooh, that sounds good. Or maybe I'll just drink it as is. Lisette just mentioned that I could freeze that extra strawberry puree and use it the next time I make overnight oats. That sounds like a very good plan to me. Now I have to consult with my directions here. Now my lids and jars are in the dishwasher. I'm keeping them warm. I've already washed them. Combine a 1/4 cup sugar from measured amount and 1 package of less sugar needed pectin in a bowl and stir into fruit. Okay. Now strawberry jam, even the reduced sugar formula does still need quite a lot of sugar. So I have all of that in a bowl over here. So for my double recipe, I will need 8 cups of sugar. And for the single recipe, I need just the 4 cups. Now I need a 1/2 cup of sugar from this bowl, to which I will add 2 packets of the low sugar Sure Gel. It's a pectin. And for the single recipe, I need a 1/4 cup of sugar and 1 packet of the Sure Gel. Then I need to whisk the Sure Gel and the sugar together. And apparently you cannot change the ratio of Sure Gel to sugar, or else the jam won't set up properly. There's another kind of fruit pectin, I think it's called pomona, where you can make jam with even no sugar, but I have no experience with that kind of fruit pectin. Whereas I have minimal experience with Sure Gel because I made all of that freezer jam last year. I'm going to whisk this in. Okay, you are whisked in, and then I need to do the same for the single recipe over here. Now, I am using a lot of bowls and equipment today, but I think this amount of strawberries will turn into a year's supply of strawberry jam for me. That will make me very happy, because strawberry jam is my favorite jam of all. All right, that step is complete. Now, bring mixture to full rolling boil, meaning a boil that doesn't stop bubbling when stirred, on high heat while stirring constantly. And once that happens, we stir in the remaining sugar. To the stove top. So this first pot has come to a full rolling boil. As you can see, I cannot stir away the bubbles, so we know it's time to add the sugar. And of course, the sugar will stop the boiling for just a moment, and then we need to return this to another full rolling boil and let it boil for exactly 1 minute. The directions said that we can either add a pat of butter or skim off the foam. I'm going to skim this foam. I guess that's so you don't end up with foamy jam. And I'll bet this is delicious foam. You can do the same thing over here. Okay, this has returned to a full rolling boil. I cannot stir away the bubbles, so I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute. Oh, and it's time to add sugar to this other pot. And I hope we don't have a tragedy here. I'm going to add a pat of butter to this pot to see if it reduces the foam. It said just a teaspoon of butter for 1 recipe. This is a double recipe, and I added 2 teaspoons of butter. Maybe the butter is helping a little bit with the foam, by which I mean reducing the foam. Butter didn't seem to do much of anything for the foam situation. So I'm going to go ahead and skim again. This double recipe pot almost boiled over. That would have been a disaster. Now we can turn the heat off, and we need to prepare the digital canner. So now we have to prepare our canner. I'm not pressure canning this jam, I'm boiling water canning it. So I have to turn this, pull it out, remove the lid. There's a rack in the bottom of this removable insert. This is a 17 quart canner, although I probably could have gotten away with the 12 quart canner. I have to put 3 quarts of water in here. Add my jars. I'm using wide mouth pint-sized jars, and I can fit 7 of them in here. Were I to use regular mouth pint-sized jars, I could fit 8. And my jars are half filled with water so that they don't float away. Whew, that was a nice beep. This digital canner takes the guesswork out of canning. It prompts you through every step of the canning process, from warming the jars to filling the jars, and to canning whatever it is you are canning. Strawberry jam requires 10 minutes of canning time. If you are an experienced canner, you will no doubt see that I am using the jar remover incorrectly. I'm holding the gadget upside down. Oops. Now I need to fill my hot jars with the hot strawberry jam. I will link the full recipe and the canning instructions I'm using in the description box below. Next, I need to wipe the rims. If there's any sticky stuff on the rim, then the jars won't seal properly. And I could put a little more in this one. On with the lids. And then we put the bands on, just finger tight. Now we can put the jars back into the canner. I still have a lot of jam left. I may have to do a double batch, by which I mean a double canning batch. So I have boiling water here, which needs to reach a good inch above the lids of the cans. Now on with the lid. Here's something I forgot to do with that batch that's in the canner now. I was supposed to use this tool to remove air bubbles. Now, I'm not actually sure that I will hot water bath can. These jars, I could always put them in the refrigerator. I could even freeze them. This could be my freezer jam, and this can be my shelf-stable jam. You guys would not believe what a mess my kitchen is right now. Let's just say your first time making and canning strawberry jam is not the neatest thing in the world. I have a lot of dishes to wash. So these jars pressure can for 10 minutes, and now we can remove them. Since I already have all of this hot water in here, I'm going to go ahead and can the remaining 3 pints. Hello again. I finished canning the last of the strawberry jam yesterday at about 4 p.m. And then I spent a fair amount of time cleaning the sticky sweet mess that I had made in this kitchen. Still, I have to say that this jam preservation project has been nothing less than empowering. I now have the confidence to make and preserve more jams. And I look forward to pressure canning vegetables, meats, and even whole meals in the digital canner. That digital canner was a big investment for me, but it really does take the guesswork out of food preservation projects. Now, after canning anything, you have to let the jars cool for 12 to 24 hours before you can remove the bands and test the seal. It's been almost 24 hours, so we can check the jars right now. And I'm going to lift the jar by its little lid, the sealing lid. That jar is sealed, and I need to test all of them. When you store the jam, you want to store it without the band. This way, should a jar become unsealed, you will notice it. If you have the band on, it can be a false seal. I'm going to reserve one of these jars for a taste test, and then I want to toast some bread and brew some tea so we can enjoy tea with jam and bread. And while the bread is toasting and the water is coming to a boil, I want to label these jars. Now I want to transfer this beautiful jam to my storage pantry. This is certainly a year's worth of jam for me. My goal with this storage pantry is to gradually replace store-bought canned goods with my own home canned goods. And that's something I'm really excited about. I'm going to enjoy our tea with jam and bread with this chai black tea that I buy from Tierra Farm. It's really excellent. I buy all of my coffee and tea from Tierra Farm. I can put a link to the farm and a free shipping code in the description box below if you are interested. My tea has steeped. My toast is buttered generously. So now we can open the strawberry jam. I'm going to try to open it. That's some seal. I'm going to need a tool. A butter knife worked. Oh, look at this. Look at the texture of this jam. It is stunning. I love the color too. This jam tastes like summer ripened strawberries. It is absolute perfection. I should have poured this outside because I'm going to head out to the porch. My only question is, do I want milk or cream with this tea? I think not. I can link the digital canner I'm using in the description box below if you are interested. And thank you so much for joining me as we turned 10 quarts of local strawberries into 10 pints of amazing shelf-stable strawberry jam. Now, if you have any canning tips for me, and I suspect some of you do, please post them in the comments section below. I will have another video for you on Friday, and until then, please treat yourself very, very well. I can't wait to see you again. Bye for now, friends. Going to enjoy my tea with jam and bread.